Stop talking and don't look up. If you want to live, just listen to me. The voice didn't belong to a soldier or a secret agent. It came from a ragged homeless woman gripping the arm of General William Parker, one of the most powerful men in Washington, D.C. The general frowned, ready to push her away. But then her next words froze the blood in his veins. There's a sniper aiming at your heart right now. General Parker had just stepped out of his armored limousine. His 4 stars gleamed under the Pentagon lights. Suddenly, this shabby woman appeared, dirty clothes, tangled hair, pushing a broken shopping cart. He hissed angrily, "Let go of me! Do you know who I am?" But her whisper cut him like a knife. "Second floor window, left side, 3 snipers. If you keep standing here, you'll be dead in 30 seconds. For the first time in years, General Parker felt powerless. The woman guided him quickly toward a marble wall, her movements sharp, calculated, like someone trained in combat. "Who are you?" Parker muttered. "My name doesn't matter right now," she said. "But if you know Colonel James Mitchell, then you already know who's behind this." The general stiffened. Mitchell wasn't just an officer. He was Parker's right-hand man for over a decade. "How do you know that name?" She shot him a piercing look. "Because 2 hours ago, I overheard him planning your assassination." Inside a dimly lit corridor, the woman finally gave her name. Diane Carter. Once a decorated Special Forces officer, now believed to be a mentally unstable veteran. But Diane hadn't lost her mind. She had lost her faith in the military she once served. After discovering illegal arms deals, she was silenced, forced into retirement, and left invisible on the streets. For 2 years, she played the role of a beggar, collecting secrets no one thought she could understand. And tonight, she decided to act. Parker was skeptical. "You expect me to believe my most trusted colonel wants me dead?" Diane leaned closer. "Your driver is on his payroll. If you get back into that limousine, you'll never make it out alive." As if on cue, a red laser dot flickered across Parker's chest. His heart pounded. She wasn't lying. Diane steered him through a hidden side entrance. Every step was precise, tactical. "You move like a soldier," Parker whispered. "I was," she answered. "Major Diane Carter, Afghanistan, Iraq, Black Ops missions nobody talks about. 20 years of service, wasted when I discovered our own men selling weapons to cartels." Her voice cracked with controlled rage. "They buried me under lies, called me unstable, but they forgot one thing. When you're invisible, you hear everything." For 2 years, she played the role of a beggar, collecting secrets no one thought she could understand. And tonight, she decided to act. Parker was skeptical. "You expect me to believe my most trusted colonel wants me dead?" Diane leaned closer. "Your driver is on his payroll. If you get back into that limousine, you'll never make it out alive." As if on cue, a red laser dot flickered across Parker's chest. His heart pounded. She wasn't lying. Diane steered him through a hidden side entrance. Every step was precise, tactical. "You move like a soldier," Parker whispered. "I was," she answered. "Major Diane Carter, Afghanistan, Iraq, Black Ops missions nobody talks about. 20 years of service, wasted when I discovered our own men selling weapons to cartels." Her voice cracked with controlled rage. "They buried me under lies, called me unstable, but they forgot one thing. When you're invisible, you hear everything." Moments later, inside a secure Pentagon bunker, alarms still echoing, General Parker demanded answers. But before Diane could explain further, the doors swung open. Colonel James Mitchell entered, tall, immaculate uniform, a calm smile hiding venom. "Sir," Mitchell began, "I heard about the disturbance. This woman is dangerous. She's delusional." Two psychiatrists walked in behind him, nodding solemnly. Mitchell added, "She's been stalking officers for years. Today, she targeted you." Parker's eyes darted between Diane and Mitchell. Which of them was telling the truth? Diane stayed calm. She reached into her shopping cart and pulled out something unexpected, a military-grade recorder. "For 2 years," she said steadily, "I've recorded every conversation, every deal, every betrayal, and every time you sold American lives for money." Mitchell's jaw clenched. "She's lying." But Diane began reciting details, bank accounts, meeting times, shipment codes. Words so specific they cut deeper than bullets. Before Parker could respond, another figure entered. FBI agent Marcus Davis. He held up a folder. "Colonel Mitchell, we've been tracking your network for months. Thanks to Major Carter, we now have enough evidence to charge you with treason." The room went silent. Mitchell's smug expression shattered. "You're destroying your career over this obsession," he spat at Diane. Her reply was cold and unforgettable. "I destroyed my career to save the soldiers you condemned to die." As Mitchell was handcuffed, more news poured in. Colonel Hayes arrested at home. Captain Torres caught at the airport, fleeing to Mexico. Lieutenant Colonel Moore, dead by suicide. The network Diane had mapped for years was collapsing in real time. General Parker could barely breathe. "My God, how deep does this go?" Diane's voice was steady. "Deeper than you think. And this is only the beginning." The doors opened again. A dignified woman entered. Gray hair, sharp eyes. "General Parker," she said, shaking his hand. "I'm Senator Elizabeth Morrison, chair of the Armed Services Committee. For 18 months, I've been working with Major Carter to bring this corruption down." Parker's eyes widened. He finally realized Diane wasn't a broken beggar. She was the key to saving the integrity of the military. Mitchell, still defiant, shouted, "You can't prove anything. It's her word against mine." Diane pulled out one last piece of evidence, a hidden transmitter. "Everything you said here tonight was live-streamed to Army criminal investigations. They've been listening to you incriminate yourself for the last 20 minutes. Mitchell's face drained of blood. For the first time, the predator realized he had been prey all along. As Mitchell was dragged away, Diane finally stood tall, not hunched, not broken. "For years, I was invisible," she whispered. "People stepped over me, ignored me, laughed at me. But sometimes, the invisible see more than anyone else. And when the truth comes out, no one can ignore it." General Parker looked at her with a mix of guilt and admiration. "You saved my life, and maybe the entire country." Diane turned towards the window, her eyes cold but determined. "No, General, I just gave America a fighting chance to be honest again." Narrator voice for YouTube outro. This story isn't just about corruption. It's about courage. It's about the forgotten heroes, the people society ignores, who may hold the power to change everything. Never underestimate those who seem invisible, because sometimes they're the ones protecting us all. Truth will always find a voice, even when corruption tries to bury it. Courage can make the invisible unforgettable.